Oh, right there, the metabolism lesson.
ISUPK 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
We say we no cowards, we talk that business. We no cowards up in here.
The hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Comfortable your dishes, pots, pans, plates, knives.
I like this. It's like an apartment. And a hotel, you know what I mean? This here right here is about to be holy ground. Holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters. Yeah, we can boast that now. Not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th. Better. Fifth glory.
Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for kings. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck and my youngin' did a sweet. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. One of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on retreat. This shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe it. You know I'm winning with the team. Vinny. Them devils screaming bloody murder. Home about to close the curtain. On my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all the lies, it ain't work. Them niggas weak, they be church. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If you cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass to the life. Now come through 300 strong, 144. How much we eat? Many bitch with the hype. Said, all y'all do the sweet. If a nigga made the wrong move, he made his ass out the league. Can't one of us hit the lead. He ain't one of us here preach. Do all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go with you. Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck and my youngins did a sweet. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck up. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. All black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face? For real, hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my hey, I cause it's necessary. Color cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Who no sweets? Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Nigga, you can't. You spars, we tanks. Pour 'em up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngest in the suite. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Come gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat, boy.
All jokes aside, you know how to be like, I'm this and that for life, this and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga, this a blood oath. And yo, mother ride. Here go a class for you, my nigga. From 44 to rebel.
The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you what. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive us for it. Remain in the trenches. Trust in no please. Forgive me for the times that I did. And bring this gift. Have your respect to you. Be about your business. This loyalty's the devil's sentence. Look. And to pick up with a blind fit. Hey, there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pep. But ain't no getting up the day you mungy. Or you take that office or Dundee. Try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times. Then it's death do his part. Go. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the like you think, nigga. You won't die. People gonna know it. Said they hate you for my name. Yeah, you can own. Ain't no more guess. Hey, make sure my election until I'm tucked away. Get murder for capital 9. Murder at the Capitol. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Been giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead that on my brother be the dead, that's all I know. In the photo, salute my nigga, salute. They like, how you stay focused? I told my motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on it. Now never my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind, they on the she wanna let that love broke. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood. Oh. So how you feel about this truth? This ain't the like this. People the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Say that.
What's on crazy? Let's cap it up. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Tonight is the Wednesday night law class. Tonight we're gonna talk about. We really just gonna get back to the basics, get back to the foundation of, you know what I'm saying, why we even do what we do. Like, what's the whole point? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the Christian church says that, you know what I'm saying, do it right. And as long as you know what I'm saying, overall a good person and you just mind your business, then, you know what I'm saying, that's how you go to heaven, right? Right. You go to heaven, someplace in the sky. Right. And but with that being said, like what is a good person? Like, if the law is done away with, like, how can you be a good person? It's the law. Like, it's practical. Like, that just should let you. Christian church has no idea what they're talking about. Right. You know, black people, especially black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we like to say Yeah, I don't bother nobody, you know what I'm saying? I just stay out the way, my little weed, and, you know what I'm saying, do my thing. But I'm a good person. Well, we got to understand that the law is deeper than just what you perceive to be a good person.
Right.
The law is, we're gonna get into the foundation of our culture, and that's what separates us from all these other nations around us. Oppressor,
Right.
especially the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, that has no moral code, no moral compass. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it so important for us to separate from them, man.
That's right.
And follow our moral compass, because otherwise every other thing that you could do, or every other thing that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do as a people, we just we just a melting pot according to all these other doctrines that our people fall into. The Muslims, the Christianity, of course, all these other doctrines, they just put us all in a melting pot, and that puts us right in harm's way. But these statutes and commandments separate us from all these other nations that kill, steal, and destroy, and spread, you know what I'm saying, their beliefs by the force of the sword, and, you know what I'm saying, put our people in captivity. Right. And came together with crafty counsel against the children of the Most High.
Right.
We're going to get into it. Baba Kashai, can I get Deuteronomy chapter 4? We'll start at verse 1. We got to understand is that these laws, statutes, and commandments are deeper than, you know what I'm saying, just being a good person, right? Because we got to remember, we got to understand, right? The Most High chose us. The Most High chose Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And once you hear that you are chosen, because black people haven't heard that,
right?
You know what I'm saying? We think that God loves everybody. Christ came to die for it. And we all got a whole, because, you know what I'm saying, we think that Christ is a white man, and, you know what I'm saying, God is Santa Claus.
Right.
That we think that we got to love everybody, especially our oppressors. But we stand that what we're about to bring out tonight is the foundation. What we're about to bring out is the foundation of the laws and why they're so important. Baba Kashaf, if you could, verse 1.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 1. Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel.
Do what? Read that again, Baba Kashaf.
Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel.
So that word hearken means to listen.
Right.
So this is Moses talking to the multitude that he led out of captivity from Egypt. We're in captivity under the Africans,
right,
which are not our people. And through the power of the Most High, he led the Lord's people out of captivity.
Right.
So now that we are out of from under the foot of the stinking Hamite, this wicked nation, now he's speaking to the people, and he said, "What? Read it from the shop."
Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel.
Oh, who?
O Israel.
Oh, who?
O Israel.
So this is talking to a specific people, right? This is not talking to everybody. This isn't, you know what I'm saying, hands across America,
right?
And God loves everybody. This isn't Christianity,
right?
I don't know. This is in Deuteronomy. This is in the Torah.
That's right.
The law. This is in the beginning of the Bible, man. So this just shows you how much your Christian pastor sees and reads and shows himself approved as the Bible commands you to.
Right.
That just goes to show that your Christian pastor don't know a damn thing, man. You should get up out of that Christian church. It's like you bring up.
Oh, this is a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying? What you bring out is so heavy, priest. You know what I'm saying? That our people need to get out of Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Christianity is the downfall of Black, Hispanic, and Americans. Understand that? And once we take it all in, you know what I'm saying? Sit back in your chairs, sit back in your wherever you're sitting there, and think about what has Christianity done for you?
Right.
What has it done other than put you in slavery? Other than make you believe in a false God? You know what I'm saying? What Christianity have done for you? Right.
Right. No, what you said was absolutely correct. What has Christianity done for you? And we like to that's why so many Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Like there's a lot of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the Christian church, but a lot of us are leaving the Christian church. But where are we going? And why are we leaving? Because the Christian church ain't done enough for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but took your money.
Right.
But the thing that we missing is actually reading the Bible.
That's right.
Like, I don't blame Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans for leaving the Christian church.
Right.
And leaving your Christian pastor, you know what I'm saying, who sleeps with your children and your wife. I don't blame Black people for leaving that. But you gotta understand, like, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, you can go ahead, throw away Christianity. Christianity has no good interest for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but to keep you docile and rock you to sleep. But you got to understand that Bible that they taught you out of, that they claim to teach you out of, there's value in that Bible, man. It's your culture. And as we read through these scriptures, we're going to realize that as we read through these scriptures, you're going to realize that what's actually in these scriptures you've never heard before.
Right.
You've never heard these things. We're going to get into it. We're going to bring it out. We're going to lay it nice and flat for Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters.
That's right.
So go ahead, Bob Kashar.
Oh, Israel, unto the status, until the status, and unto the judgments, which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live.
Right.
And go in and possess the land.
And do what?
And possess the land.
Right.
Which the Lord God, our Father, giveth you.
Which he do what?
Giveth you.
So the Lord is giving us these laws, statutes, and commandments to follow because he's trying to give us an inheritance. And most importantly, he wants us to go in, possess this land. He wants us to go in and possess this land. And once we're in that land and we possess it like he commanded us to, he wants us to rule over it.
That's right.
We got to understand, like, these laws, statutes, and commandments, it's not just no goody two-shoes book that you walk around with just to make your grandma feel like, you know what I'm saying, make your grandma feel good.
Right.
Like, this Bible is trying to give Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israel, an inheritance, rulership, man. That's what this Bible is about, having rulership. And that's what these laws, that's the foundation of these laws, the foundation of rulership for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is these laws, statutes, and commandments. Man. That's the foundation. Like, read on, Baba Kashah.
Verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it.
No, but the law was done away with when Christ died.
Neither shall ye diminish aught from it.
So that's a confusion, right? That's confusion, right? That's a contradiction. But we got to understand that there is no contradiction in the Bible, man.
That's
the
right.
Scriptures say that the Most High is not an author of confusion, man. There's no contradiction in the Bible. Like, so what we got to understand is the problem. If you read the Bible and you find some type of so-called contradiction, that means that you just don't understand something. You need to ask the prophets. You need to ask the Lord's servants who actually perform these laws, statutes, and commandments and study to show themselves approved. Unlike your Christian pastor.
That's right.
You need to ask you some questions, man.
That's right.
Before you just start throwing away the whole Bible, which is something that we don't do as Black people, man. We don't ask enough questions, which is why we're able to be fooled by the Christian church and that Christian pastor who don't know a damn thing about the Bible, man. We got to start asking questions, man. Even if, you know what I'm saying, if you feel like these priests and prophets in the ISUPK don't know what they're talking about, ask them questions, man. Of course, keep it respectful and have some decorum, but if you ask those questions are definitely going to get answered, you know what I'm saying, in this school. Maybe not your Christian. If you ask your Christian pastor some questions, though, he gonna start stuttering. He gonna start dancing, shucking and jiving. Them drums gonna start playing. He gonna start doing the most. Or, you know what I'm saying, if you stay fast about the questions that you like, getting the answer to your question, he gonna kick you out.
Right.
They're not gonna ask no question. They're not gonna approach a ISUPK camp or get in the ISUPK class and ask questions. They don't have the courage because they know that what they doing is leading the people astray, and they know that those false prophets and those wicked what they call it, the unjust the unjust steward and the wicked shepherd.
Oh yeah.
Like that lead the flock astray. They know that that's talking about them. So they're not going to approach the real men of the Lord and ask questions and get actual clarity because they don't want clarity, man.
Right.
Salakia, we could jump to 3 real quick.
All right. 3. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did.
Salakia, let me get verse 5.
Wow. Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me.
Right.
That ye should do. That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
So again, the Most High taught Moses to teach us the law, statutes, and commandments so that we can possess the land that we came out of our captivity. And that's what this is all about. Once we come out of this wicked hell, we come out of this captivity, and your oppressors no longer have a foot on your neck. The next step is rulership. But for you to prepare for rulership, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man and woman, for you to follow these law, statutes, and commandments, so you could just step right in. It's your time. Go ahead, Baba Kashad.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
So Moses is telling us to keep these laws, man. But why? Why? We're gonna break it down for you. Go ahead, read on, Baba Kashad.
For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations.
This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the other nations. Like we're gonna be. I keep on trying this point home. We're gonna be ruling. This is what the law, statutes, and commandments are for, so that we can rule in the land that we possess. But if we're ruling, then that means what? We're gonna have to rule over something.
Right.
We're not just gonna be, you know what I'm saying, in the land, just, you know what I'm saying, ruling by our, you know what I'm saying, just rule over ourselves. Just like that's not. We're gonna be ruling over something. Man. We're gonna have dominion over all these nations, man, as the Lord intended.
That's right.
But for us to have that dominion, we have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's what's gonna separate us from all these other wicked nations, man.
Right.
Like think about it. You can't rule over a people if you're doing the exact same thing those people are doing, man. You can't rule over oppressor and you know what I'm saying, you can't have dominion over your oppressor and you're doing his drugs that he put in your neighborhood.
Right.
And getting high with them. You know what I'm saying? You want to bring something else, sir?
These laws, these statutes, eating pork, not having sex with somebody who's not your husband, not murdering people, not having sex with animals. These basics that we find natural as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Every other nation looks at us in doing things and perform laws and these statutes and commandments that God gave us, and they see that we are wise. They see that we are smart. They see that we're better for not doing the debauchery, the evil, and the disgusting things that they do as a culture in Africa. That they do as a culture in Ethiopia, East India. In East India, they bathe in, cow pit to celebrate a god, and because cows are holy to them. Now, what would an East Indian looking at us bathing goddamn every day, conduct ourselves in a healthy manner? They would look at us and they would see that we are wise.
Right.
And that is what the Bible is saying right here, man. And the problem with us today is we want to deny the wisdom that God gave us.
Right.
We want to deny these laws. These laws are more than just rules.
Right.
They're wisdom. They're knowledge.
Right.
They're God. It's intelligence. It puts you above the curve. What they call a curve. You know what I'm saying? So that means if you are a whore, you're below the curve.
Right.
You're like everybody else. If you are a homosexual, you're behind the curve. You're like everybody else. if you smoke weed, if you smoke cigarettes, if you eat pork, you're behind the curve. You're slow. That's what the Lord is saying right here.
Right. Most time crazy. Get up the hand.
This piggyback off of Barack, you know what I'm saying? Because these laws, statutes, commandments, this is gonna be the new government. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the new government, you know what I'm saying? It's even back in Moses' time, you know what I'm saying? To teach us how to clean ourselves, what to eat, what not to eat, how to act with one another. You know what I'm saying? And this gonna be in the new laws for the new world. You know what I'm saying? American laws would do away with. You know what I'm saying? Some laws they got from us. You know what I'm saying? But most of their laws are going to do away with, and the laws of the Most High God is going to be over the whole nations, the whole world. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm right. And what these priests are saying is absolutely correct. And that's the whole point. Like, you are to be a ruler. That's the whole, that's the point, right? Like, we walk around calling each other king. What's up, king? What's up, queen? What's up? Like that's what we think of ourselves already. So, but how are you a king or a queen with a blunt in your ear?
Damn.
Like, knowing that they use those drugs and all these things to destroy you.
Right.
Like, if you really think that you king and queen, you really worthy of rulership. Your rulership is in these laws, statutes, commandments.
Right.
Setting yourself apart. That's where your rulership lies, man. You can't rule and do the same thing as your subjects, man. You just can't. It doesn't make sense. Then who's in rulership? Who's in rulership? Then anybody could be a ruler. Anybody could be a king or queen. If you could get high and be a king or queen, or if you could just, you know what I'm saying, if you could just sleep around,
right,
and you still a king or queen. Being a ruler, that means that you have to set the bar. You have to set the bar high, and you have to set the standard.
Right.
You have to set the standard for those who aren't in rulership to follow, so that the whole earth isn't in turmoil and in ruins. And that's why the world is in ruins today, because the worst oppressor, so-called white man, is in rulership right now today.
That's right.
And he set himself apart, other than he can kill, steal, and destroy. It's like verse.
You want to go to verse 6?
Okay, most of
okay. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. So if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, like these other nations around you, they're not gonna look at you as scum, as a byword and a proverb, calling you all these different derogatory names, man. They're not gonna look at you like that. They're not gonna look at you as illegal, as an alien, as less than. Right. If you're keeping your law that the Most High gave you, they're not gonna look at you. They're gonna look at you as a wise and understanding nation, man. And seeing the things that we do and how we behave, ourselves, they're gonna look at us as wise, man. Right. And you know what I'm saying? They're gonna follow after, man, because they wanna be like us. Like, they naturally want to be like us today. Think about it. Like, we're dominating every, you know what I'm saying, every avenue there is. We dominate as far as like graduation, as education, in the we dominating in athletics, in every athletic competition, in sport. Right. We're dominating in
academics.
All academics, right? We dominating everywhere you put us, man. Everywhere. But they don't respect us. They don't look at us as wise and understanding. We just jump high. You know what I'm saying? We just run fast.
Right.
Like, we just look good. We just, you know what I'm saying? We just strong. That's all that, like, us having favorable attributes doesn't make all these other nations look at us as, you know what I'm saying, something that they should look up to.
Right.
They just gonna invent to try to get on our level. But so it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, that we dominate everything. You have the Lord with us.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's these laws, statutes, and commandments, how we sell.
That's right.
Like an African isn't going to look at you as wise standing and he's going to look at you as wise and understanding if you're celebrating their holidays and putting on their culture with an ankara kiki on and following their culture, man.
Right.
And trying to talk about some, you got to get back to the motherland and, you know what I'm saying, making all your money in America off the poverty of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and then sending all that money over to Africa, schools over there, and and all of that. Like, they're not gonna slack you. What'd you say, sir?
Slack you. They're gonna call you a culture vulture.
Right.
If I could, slack you, priest, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you a culture vulture. You think that you are gaining allies by taking on the spirit of Africans. You know, you're a Pan-Africanist. You're a Kemetic scholar. You know what I'm saying? You're stealing the culture of another nation.
Right.
You're not taking your own culture back. That's what a lot of you black people understand. And if you listen, they will tell you, hey, quit stealing our culture. This isn't for you. This is about us and about what we go through and things like that. You blacks over here have nothing to do with us. Now, same thing with America. If you're a black man or a black woman, Hispanic man or Hispanic woman in America, and you try to celebrate Christmas or celebrate the 4th of July, it's not about your independence. The 4th of July is not black independence. Did you know that? That's why you have Juneteenth.
Right.
That's why you have the Mayo. That's why you have to celebrate these things so that you can feel proud. You can feel pride in your overcoming of the sheer dominance that you've had of oppression on your people in this country, man.
Right.
You know, and what do you look like trying to take the culture of those same people who have oppressed, those same people who you celebrate Juneteenth about? Right. You celebrate Juneteenth because you had less of us around that date. Right. By these same people that you want to celebrate 4th of July and pop firecrackers with. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy you look.
Right.
And it's unwise. The nation see it. Everybody sees it, man.
Right.
Everybody sees it. Every white supremacist in those comments telling you about how they say, you know, we need to get rid of these colored folk or whatever they say. I can't even wrap my round about how they think. They are expressing how they've always felt. Right. No matter if you were representing their culture of America or were not representing their culture. Right. Instead, the Bible gives you an alternative. You can represent your own culture.
Right.
You could represent culture, your own laws, your own morality, your own justice, and by doing that, man, you know, you thereby truly become free. Mm-hmm. Not because your oppressor says you're better than you were yesterday. What do we passed the anti-bill? We call it the Emmett Till bill. Mm. Your oppressor passed that. You feel better now? You feel better now that it's federally illegal to lynch black people in 2020? It only took, what, 100, 200, 300, 400 years? Do you feel better now? Just know that Asians got put in front of you.
Right.
Just know that Asians who were here after you were put before you. And that's people of this country, and your oppressor really feel about you.
Right.
So like,
ain't that what it's all about? You know what I'm saying? Finding your culture, like following your culture. Ain't that what it's all about? We trying to find our culture. We trying to get back into the culture. We put on all these silly things and these stones and dashikis and all this. We do all this for the culture, right? Well, we gotta. Our culture is in this Bible, man.
That's right.
It's in these laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right.
And if we continue to turn our back on this culture, man, we're gonna continue to be on the bottom, man.
That's right.
Like, we got to understand that we got to understand this is not our culture. In this country, man, all these things that they give you and allow you, water, we 12. But all the things that they give us, you know what I'm saying, in this nation is not our culture, man.
Right.
What they don't want you to know, what they don't want you to know is your culture is in the Bible. That's why they put that wicked Christian pastor in that church to make you throw away that Bible, man, and never read it, man. That's why they had, you know what I'm saying, the overseer of what was the nation of the Christian church, which was put in place by your oppressor. Your oppressor was sitting in the back of that Christian church, making sure that pastor who you see today is teaching everything that they want you to know about. That's why they teach you the scripture where it says, servants, obey your masters, to put you in that slave mentality. When in reality, 2 scriptures down from that, it says for the masters to obey the servants,
right,
and to listen to the servant. Right. Like,
good, you know, so here's what you're saying, because I don't know if y'all been in church and y'all see the mayor come in, you know, to your black church. Right. You see the, you know, the superintendent of your high school come in, you know what I'm saying? They're coming in to see what your black leader is saying. He's saying is what the white man, the white woman want them to say.
Right.
Everybody, be part of America. Don't be a racist. Meanwhile, the reason why they in their seat in their status because their family was racist. Their family loved each other. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, I'll have to understand that these people that got our people in bondage is not our people, man. They're not. You know, like, the reason why you're in America is because of slavery. The reason why they're in America is because they took over America and put you in slavery, man. Like, we got to understand these things. You know what I'm saying? You will be like, to the hell with their ideas. The hell with what they got. You know what I'm saying? And this will be happening in the ISUPK because we are saying because we woke up to the lies America teach us. That's what we did in the ISUPK on Command Junior Hunter. You know what I'm saying? We woke up to the lies and to the bull crap, man. You know what I'm saying? What these Christian pastors saying, man. You know what I'm saying? They say, you know what I'm saying, that pork is the other white meat. Pork is bad for our people, man. Got gout. Our people got high blood pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people die from pork, man. Heart failure. Come on, man. These Christian pastors are killing our people, man.
That's right.
They're killing our people, leading our people. They lead our people to the belly of the beast, man.
Right.
Killing our people, man.
Salaki, most time crazy. Oh no, most time crazy. Anytime you know what I'm saying, jump up in here. Salaki, what's the scripture that say we destroy for lack of knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Most time crazy. Let's get that Baba Kashab real quick. Like, and this is the whole point of all of this, man. This is the whole foundation. Like, this is where you start. Like, you want to understand why your people are destroyed. You want to understand why we're at the bottom and why we're oppressed. It's because follow our culture, follow everything but the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Man. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of it. Like, we gotta understand. Like, that's why, like, we revere, you know what I'm saying, Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? They just made that a national day. We don't even realize that when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed initially, when it was passed, the brothers and sisters in Texas, that we were so-called free until 3 years later. Till 3 years later, after, you know what I'm saying, people in the South and Alabama and Mississippi and all of that, they were so-called free from their oppression or free from, you know what I'm saying, wearing shackles on their neck physically. The brothers in Texas and on the west side, on the west side, they were still in hard bondage, man, for 3 years after. But we over here dancing and singing and celebrating and shucking and jiving because finally our oppressor made, you know what I'm saying, Juneteenth holiday. Or finally they made it illegal to lynch Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we know that that's not true.
Right.
They kill us to this day. The police kill us. Not only do they kill us legally, but they get paid to kill us, and your tax dollars pays not only for them to kill you, it not only does it pay for their equipment to kill you, it pays their salary to kill you. It pays for their lawyer to get them off to kill you, and you're stuck paying for the funeral.
Right.
You're stuck, you know what I'm saying, with breaking the grief. Like we gotta understand that the Bible explains why we're in this condition, and it tells you the way to get out of this condition. It's in these laws, statutes, and commandments. Bible got it.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Whose people?
My people.
Mm-hmm. So the Lord's people, the people who the Lord chose, are what?
Are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
For what?
For the lack of knowledge.
Nah, because we got all the knowledge, right?
For the lack of knowledge.
Nah, but we the smartest people. We the most intelligent, right?
Right. For the lack of knowledge.
Now we the most influential. The what?
For the lack of knowledge.
The lack of knowledge. So no matter how influential Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are on all these other nations, no matter how high we could jump, no matter how fast we could run, no matter how, you know what I'm saying, how much we excel in academics and how many scholarships we get and how much more we graduate in post-secondary education, we still lack knowledge, man, because we refuse to get back into our culture and follow these law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Go ahead, read Kashan.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Thou has what?
Rejected knowledge.
Read that one more time.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Thou hast rejected knowledge. We have rejected knowledge.
Right.
That's right. When we try to free our people, when we get up on that podium every weekend and try to free our brothers from the oppression that they under, man, by giving them the knowledge that your oppressor doesn't, our people reject it, man.
Right.
When we try to tell our brothers and sisters to stop getting high, to put on some clothes, to leave your oppressors alone. Leave them alone. Celebrating their holidays, eating the food that they gave you in your captivity, and eat what the Most High said was clean to you. When we try to tell our people all those things, they reject that knowledge, man. They reject it, and that explains why we're in the condition that we're in today. Because even though all these gifts that the Most High gave us, the Most High is showing, even though you got all these gifts, the Most High is showing you that nothing without these laws, statutes, commandments, without this practical knowledge. Is there any more on that?
So like, if I could, you know, and a lot of us, like speaking of Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we harden our heart and our mind when we go out to that street, or you see us online, see us out in public, and we tell you these things. Harden your heart and your mind and your soul to the words of us just telling you what's naturally healthier for you.
Right.
To not sleep with every man you see.
Right.
And meet, buy you a drink. To not smoke, to not got drugs.
Right.
Not be a drug addict. Tells you not to be a drug addict.
Right.
They got school programs and try to teach the children.
Right.
But at the same time, the oppressor teaches your that we tell you as well. We tell you not to because it's a sin to God. Your enemies actually put it in your neighborhood for you and your parents to you know, destroy yourself at a young age.
Right.
The crack epidemic, weed in the ghetto are CIA and FBI operations. And that's a fact.
Right.
You can Google that.
Right.
Now, you talk about the man this, the man that, or we talk about the man this, the man that he's doing this now and he's going to space here. And I really think this vaccination is his conspiracy to all get us the you know, the what they call that?
What's that?
The 666, the
mark
of the beast.
The mark of the beast.
The mark of the beast. That's what the vaccine.
Oh, right.
So you don't get the vaccine that could possibly save your life.
Right.
We'll smoke the drugs that he puts in your neighborhood.
Right.
And those drugs create whores in your neighborhood.
Right.
And you sleep with those whores that are your sister. And we tell you not to do any of these things because we love it. Because God commands it, and because it would be better for you. But because you turn away from that knowledge. You harden yourself against it because you love it, and we're telling you to hate it.
Right.
Hate it like you hate the ghetto. Hate it like you hate slavery. You hate slavery. Hate it like you hated Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Or like you hated that Chris Rock made a joke against Jada Pinkett Smith. Whatever gets you to stop getting high. We don't care. Stop getting high. Stop having sex with these sisters who are down on their luck or are miseducated and don't understand the world.
Right.
They think that they can get everything. Look, man. These women think they can beat Jada Pinkett Smith. They think they can be the biggest hoe on the planet Earth and get the best that's ever existed. And there's only so many of them. All of them are hoes. But all of them are hoes. You know, we have to do better.
That's right.
Really give a damn. If you really give a damn about the vaccine being the mark of the beast, you would stop smoking weed, because the proven CIA operation that crack is in your neighborhood because of the government.
Right.
If you really give a damn about, you know, what Donald Trump and Joe Biden means, you would stop, you know, being a gangbanger. That is also a CIA operation.
Right.
Gang members and gang sex. If you look back to the history of your quote unquote gangs nowadays, they were organizations meant to protect your neighborhood.
Right.
Now you're destroying it over a color. You're killing black men when Crips was meant to protect black men. Am I wrong?
Right.
You are now part of the man. You're the man now.
Damn.
That's what, and we're trying to get you to stop working for the ops, brother. We're trying to get you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, to stop being a part of this system.
Right.
And that's exactly what you are if you sin against the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Right. You know,
Go ahead.
Piggyback. Oh man. Oh, good night. It's so heavy because they have a show. The CIA putting dope in the hood.
Snowfall. It's a
Snowfall.
TV show.
They throwing it in your face.
They promoting. They like, look how we did them.
Right. a whole show on Hulu.
Right.
The show they did to our people pushing in the hood, man. Got our people stuck on crack in the 80s, man. 90s. To this day, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why we need to understand. Like, these people are wicked, man. They are wicked, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't change these people. You can't what God made crooked, you can't make straight, man.
Right.
These people want to destroy you, man. They want to destroy you, black man, black woman, Hispanic man and woman. They want to kill you, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why not stay away from them? Why not stop going to their holidays, their feast days, man? Do Christmases, the Christmas office, man. Stop doing it.
Right.
Because these people do not love you. They never will like you. Only thing they like you, only time they like you for you to put from you to put money in their pocket, man.
Right.
That's it. That's it, man.
Right. It's like real quick. Somebody hot or cold or anything? Everybody good? Yeah,
I'm too wild. The water's
it's like.
Oh, for sure. Let me get what's up?
Oh no. You too wild.
John chapter 8, verse 44. And this is the whole reason why, like, we love, like, what these preachers brought out was so heavy, because what they doing is right in front of our, to the point where they're monetizing it. Not only did they make money off of our ignorance initially, putting the drugs in our neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying, selling it, and then them putting us in jail, and you know what I'm saying, getting free labor through the 13th Amendment. Not only are they getting us that way, but then they gonna monetize the whole story behind it and put it on television. And then the whole time we act like we don't understand what's going on in front of us, man.
Right.
Because we like pleasure knowledge, man. We reject it. And we love conspiracy theories, man. The whole time they doing all of these wicked things in your face, and we talking about what the market of the beast, the whole 666, and that's man, the 6 protons, the 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and that's the black man. We conspiracy theories.
Right.
Meanwhile, the biggest conspiracy that's going on, the biggest crime against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is going on. They're destroying us right in our faces. They're putting the drugs in. They're making our men homosexuals and our women masculine, and having our sisters abort our babies and have our brothers each other and kill each other and leave our families and our households, man.
That's right. And
giving the women the gift to have the man leave the household. Like, it's right in front of our faces. If this ain't the most obvious thing going on, they're literally killing us by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, just killing us and getting away with it. They're killing us and getting away with it. And meanwhile, while we're dying, while we're locked up, while our children are locked up on the border, while they're allowing Ukrainian and Afghanistan refugees come over into the country and giving them money to put businesses in our neighborhood and profit off of us. Meanwhile, you got the Mexicans trying to come over here and they getting hunted down. They getting chased down with horses and whipped and all of that. Right. We got to see what's going on right in front of us. While Flint, Michigan still doesn't have water, they haven't had water for how many years?
Oh my God. It's been over 8 years.
Right. They got guns and weapons faster than Flint got water.
God damn.
Flint, Michigan is in the United States. It's right there. It's a hop and a skip away. Meanwhile, Ukraine got guns and money, and they're armed for war faster than Flint could get clean water.
Right.
Faster than your hood can get a third stimulus check, which black people can use.
Right.
You're a country that has nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and nothing to do with America to wage war on their enemy, on so-called on the Russians. They are getting money and resources faster than your hood is getting resources and money. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's obvious. It's obvious as the sky is blue. As you can look up and see the sun in the sky, that is how obvious the oppression that your oppressor has for you.
Right.
So I could, if I could.
Go ahead. Now do your thing.
I'm sitting here thinking, man, because now it's going back in my head while we went to Acuna, we helped our brothers out, the Levi brothers, the Haitian brothers. We saw what we were sleeping on, cardboard boxes and stuff like that. And this is how got the devil about to speak, so man, because they bring these people from Ukraine or Afghanistan and come in with a free pass. Meanwhile, brothers out there didn't have no food, babies, pissy diapers, man.
Right.
Didn't give a damn about our people, man. You know what I'm saying? We went there. We saw our brothers and sisters and how America treat us, man. That's right there. That doesn't look. If that don't make you mad, I don't know what to say, man. I don't, because they let these people, Ukrainians, come across the border, all happy, jolly, happy to see their sister from Ukraine, man. Afghanistan come in, they get loans, Airbnbs, all this stuff. And they said when the Haitians try to come in, try to get help, what they did? Hunt them down with horses, whipping them, running them over, man.
Right.
What is that, man? What is that? See, this is the reason why your Christian pastor has to go, man. Right. This is the reason why the black leaders have to go and replace it with Commander Hunter, man.
Yeah,
because we would tell our people that these people that love us, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have a sponsor the Haitians came in, nothing on their back, man, carrying their kids over the water, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Shalaki.
Most High Christ, that priest is absolute. And that type of work that Commander General Yohana is doing for the nation of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the nation of Israel, that takes a type of courage that your Christian pastor just doesn't have. That your oppressor is interested in doing. Like what's so crazy, like during that mission to Acuna, like we were trying to, get through with our own resources, with our own water, with our own food, with our own clothes, the resources that we wanted to just give to our brothers and sisters. We was gonna go drop that off to our brothers, talk to them a little bit, and then be on our way. But that didn't cost our oppressor, didn't cost them a dime to just let us through and give those resources to our brothers and sisters. Didn't cost them anything, but they turned us away to the point we had to drive an additional hour up the border of Mexico to get into a border that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, where they wasn't gonna turn us away, and then drive an hour back down in Mexico, Negras to Cunha,
right,
to give Mexican brothers and sisters the resources that they needed. Then we had to drive back up, go back through the border to come back so that we can all get home safely. And that is a zeal and a level of courage that your Christian pastor doesn't have.
That's right.
He doesn't have that courage, man. He's not going to make that sacrifice. He's not going to drive through level 4 cartel territory in the dark. All these resources, man, going about what how fast? We was going like 30, like 40 miles an hour.
Fastest was 60.
Yeah.
That truck was leaning.
Yeah, that truck was leaning the whole way. Like we couldn't, we to the point we couldn't even go to speed limit. So it turned an hour trip into about an hour and a half trip there and back.
That's modest.
Oh, good night.
That is long.
It's like
boys didn't get back to the States till about 3 a.m. It was sun. We had mad sun before that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of sacrifice.
That's right.
That we will go. Your pastor is afraid of, your black pastor is afraid of black people. He's afraid to talk to your son who's in the gang.
That's right.
And tell him that he needs to stop being in the gang. He'll tell you to not do that, but he'll never talk to him and open a Bible and tell him what Jesus Christ died for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What he lived for and all of that, because he is a coward and a liar. And the only reason he exists is to get your mother's money, your grandmother's money, your inheritance, and all of that. He's going to donate that to the church. Donate that to the fund. He gonna dissolve it, liquidate it, get an extension onto his mansion.
Right.
But us here in the Israelite School of Universal Knowledge, under commanding general, if you pay your tithes or if you don't pay your tithes, we will put our money with that money, and we're gonna go to Mexico.
Right.
We're gonna go feed and clothe Haitians. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go against 2 governments to do it. We're gonna talk to the United States military and say, let us through. They're gonna tell us no. Then we're gonna drive to the border of both countries and see if we can get through and wait an hour so that the truck can get through. So that the truck can get through to go help people that need.
Right.
Your pastor won't help people who need it that are a block away from his goddamn church. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you have to view. That's why the laws of God are a necessity to black people.
That's right.
Because if not, we could all just be evil thieves.
Right.
Evil, abusive thieves, man. Loving the people who hate us and hating the people who love us.
Right.
Because we would be disobedient children to those who love us, man. That's why God's laws are so necessary, because without them, when you need help, they will kick you while you're down.
Right.
That's in the Bible. It's in the that the head will be against the tail.
Right.
That's what the Bible. That's what God said when Esau and Jacob were being born. He said that the earth will be against each other, man.
Right.
And if you don't take hold of this, take hold of what the Bible is saying, then you will be aligned with the people who are against you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have that, you being my brother. I wouldn't have that, you being my sister. You being Hispanic or Native American. You have something greater something great in line for you. Something better aligned for you than to be relegated to be a servant and a butler and a maid for all eternity, and your master leaves for this place to be blown in. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? You are king and you are a prince and a princess of the power yourself.
That's right.
And you would have it if you only act like it.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
What we gotta understand is your Christian pastor, it's like you want something else is?
So I'm gonna say that one thing I realized when I was in the Christian church was that when the people in the church or even the pastor don't want to deal with a situation, whether it's gang violence or a sister who's whoring and she's crying about her demons, they don't want to deal with that. All they say is, "Oh, we'll pray for you, sister." Oh, fast, sister, you gotta fast. Prayer and fast, prayer and fasting, and that's not only the pastor but even people in the church.
Right.
That's absolutely correct. Like your Christian pastor to be able to handle the issues of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because he's afraid. He's like the priest said, he's afraid of brothers who are consumed by gang violence and killing one another. Definitely not gonna stop that, because that drug money, that money that he's making, doing the wicked he's doing, that's putting money into the Christian church.
Right.
That's putting money in that pot. Afraid of the cartel.
Yeah.
So he's damn sure not gonna make that trip to feed our brothers and sisters. He has no idea how to serve Blacks and Hispanics and address the issues that they've had, because we're gonna bring it out right now. What you got? John 8 and 44.
This is the book of verse 44. Ye are father, the devil.
You're of your father, the devil. The Christians of their father, the devil. The so-called oppressor, man. He is of your father, the devil. The so-called man who is the devil, the Bible speaks of, man. They follow after the custom of your oppressor, so law is done away with, man. And when you got real life issues, get to them, as saying, when you look at them as leaders and you bring that they can help you, thinking that they can make your situation better, they're gonna leave you to suffer in your situation. They're gonna play you a song. They're gonna start singing and dancing and stomping their feet, and they're gonna get the praise dancers out there and have your daughter out there in a skimpy little dress, spreading her legs in front of the pastor, because of what you're going. Because you inspired. Because know how to handle your issues. So they're just gonna sing and dance for you and play the drums and start the screaming and dancing and sweating. What's up?
Chain.
Good night. They gonna do all of that. End of the day, they're not gonna have no solution for you. That's just a distraction. They're bred in a circus that your oppressor gives them. That
Ye are your father, the devil.
Because they're of their father. Just like we brought out earlier, your oppressor taught your Christian pastor back in the during slavery. Man. They taught them how to teach you the so-called slave Bible that was published in the 1800s. The slave Bible, so that they can teach you, so that you never crack this Bible open. Today, we're in the condition that we're in today. That's why they aren't equipped. They're ill-equipped to be able to deal with our issues.
That's right.
And that's exactly what that sister brought out. That's why that happens in the Christian churches, man, where we can refuge and we getting help. Go ahead, sir. It's like
it. What the priest is bringing, you know what I'm saying? You got to really put this into perspective. The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge said the oppressor is the devil speaks of.
That's right.
Who oppresses us? Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Black people really agree, damn near. John oppresses us. Well, that is the devil.
Right.
That's the devil.
That's
the Bible speaks of. And what this priest is saying is that your path is of the devil.
Right.
He's of his father. That's who he learned from. the oppressor, man. And your pastor will tell you, like the sister said, you know, come to your pastor and be like, all these problems, you know, I'm behind on rent. My child is doing this. He's gangbanging. I need to save this, my young daughter, or whatever is going on wrong in your life because what the oppressor has set up. Well, your pastor is going to say some BS like, pray. I will pray about it, sis.
Right.
We'll pray about it. When that pastor knows he's doing the job of the person, he is the reason why your problems continue and do not end. That pastor, because he is of his father. He's promoting those problems. Just like your oppressor, every 4 years, every 2 years, midterms says, we need to really stop, you know, black oppression. We need to change this police brutality. You know, vote me in and I will your student loan debts.
Right.
I'm gonna pass bills to make it illegal to hate black people. Those are just words that will take no effect. They've been promising 40 acres and a mule for 100 years.
Right.
Damn near 200 years. It was right after who's that cat?
President
Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And that's what you gotta realize. You realize that who's saying something and who is doing something.
Right.
The one that is putting actions behind their words, and who is the cat just saying nice things until you go away and you die in the ghetto with the lights off.
Right.
That's what you gotta differ as a black or Hispanic man or woman, or a Native American man or woman.
That's right.
You gotta realize it's helping you. Who is coming to you? Who's picking on in the middle of the night for when you're having a panic attack and everything, the world is crashing down on your shoulders? And who is leaving you in the dust? Who's telling you we're all equal in this country? You just gotta work for it.
Good, man.
You just gotta work hard enough. You know, you could be the president if you worked hard enough. I've never seen a black man be president. Ever. Barack Obama was an African, half white man.
Right.
Kamala Harris is not a black woman either. I just gotta throw that in. She is all white.
That's right.
With a sprinkle of East Indian. And you will never, ever get that status because to them, we are no good, dirty, you know, N-words, wetbacks, all of that. That's what we are to them, man. But we gotta, if we don't see it, then it does no good for me to tell you. It does no good for me to for me to go out to the street and tell you if you refuse to see that. And you have to see that so that you can grow. So that you can actually grow and glow into what you're truly meant for, man. Otherwise, you like it. You like the fact that a white man lies to you every 4 years to get your stupid vote, so that he can oppress you and then blow up other people around the planet. You like the fact that your pastor lies to you, sleeps with your children, sleeps with your wife, sleeps with your husband, yuck, and steals your money. You like it, because you refuse to see and refuse to turn away from it. And that's something that you have to fix after I tell you about it. You know, like
what the priest said was absolutely correct. Like the scriptures say that you know prophet by his words. I'm paraphrasing, and you know your Christian pastor, he's going to collect your money for you know what I'm saying? What do they call it? The building fund. Meanwhile, you in there with the fans. Hot than God knows, then Lord knows what. With the fan,
what they
and
building,
the AC, The AC ain't worked in years since you came up in that church. The AC ain't working. They collecting all your money for the building fund. Meanwhile, they passing out fans with white Jesus on it.
They sure are.
Meanwhile, It's a,
I'm saying they sure are. I just realized those fans always had the white Jesus on there and everything. Then they gonna have black angels somewhere, but I'm like,
Like the ceiling fan didn't even work in the Christian church. Like, let alone the AC. So like,
now, if I could, you know, you go to a damn you go to a Roman Catholic church, you see white Christ. You know what I'm saying? You go to a black church, you see a dog on the cross. You know how heavy that is? Because we are scared to say Christ is black. You know, we scared to put a black face across. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like because your Christian pastor is a coward.
Right.
It's a coward. You know what I'm saying? You can read in Revelations that Christ was a black man. You can read in Acts that Israelites was black.
Right.
You can read in Jeremiah that Israelites was black, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? But your pastor would not put the image of Christ because you know why? Because that doesn't fit the white man. That doesn't fit the white man. What fit the white man is the white Christ. You know what I'm saying? He just can't put it up in the church with the black people. But in his head, that the Christ is man. You know what I'm saying?
That's an absolute fact. What priest just brought out was absolutely correct. Like your moral of the story, your Christian pastor is a coward. And that's why nothing has changed for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Even though we flood the Christian and we flood the Catholic Church, and we over here going to every cookout, going to every fish fry, and we in there. What is it? Sunday, Wednesday, Friday for every Bible study and choir rehearsal, and you put your whole entire paycheck, even though your light's about to get shut off, you're gonna put your whole paycheck in that bucket because we are of our father the devil, and your Christian church does nothing about it, man. They do nothing about your condition, man, because they just want your money.
That's right.
What I got to do is look at their work, see what they do. They can't even fix the ceiling fan in your hot church, in your hot box, but they gonna pass out fans. Meanwhile, the ISUPK is driving and spending 24-hour road and in Acuna, Mexico, to feed our starving brothers. Top of a hat at the last second. You know the Lord's people by their words. So,
if I could, real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's so heavy what you said because, you know what I'm saying? Me and my little brother worked at a church. You know what I'm saying? They got, it's real, you know, got money's coming in because, in a full hood, area, we have retired vets.
Right.
You know, so they get disabilities, they get a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? Older people. And they put money to this church. So me and my brother worked summer in the I forgot what year it was. It was the summertime. Pay us $8 an hour for stuff we had never done before. Painting the whole parking lot. Changing the AC, all the vents and all that. You know what I'm saying? Wow. For $8. Damn. You know what I'm saying? They could have hired some professionals, but they hired some young boys that ain't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Some Christian boys that know no better than they do it for a good cause, man. You know what I'm saying? That's making the use of your people, man. Because they're going better, and that's, you know what I'm saying? This church got money, got all this money. You can't hire no professional to do this stuff, man. You see it?
Right.
Nah. Oh, man.
Yeah,
that's what they do, man.
Right.
Wow.
Go ahead and read that one more time, Baba Kashad.
With the what?
8 and 44.
Ye are your father, the devil.
Right. Your Christian pastor is of his father, the devil. His father is the so-called oppressor that taught him how to mix up and misunderstand and misquote and misteach the scriptures. Why, though? Go ahead, read on.
The lust of your father.
The what?
The lust of your father.
The what?
The lust of your father.
That's why your Christian pastor is a wicked bastard.
That's right.
Because of lust. Because he wants to sleep with your wife. He wants to sleep with your husband or your children. And that's why your Christian pastor is a wicked bastard. And he won't solve your issues because the Black, Hispanic, and Native American issues is in his Bible. And for him to open his Bible, he has to teach you that he's a hypocrite. So that means that he can't serve his own lust by teaching you this Bible. So that explains why we are, you know, saying your Christian pastor is going to see, he not gonna teach you his Bible. He gonna teach a little song though.
Yeah.
He gonna teach you how to sing and how to beat that tambourine. But he's not gonna teach you how to get out of your condition because he is a wicked, bad, a lustful person.
Right.
And he only serves his lust. Go ahead.
It's like he gonna be your tambourine.
Ooh, good night.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
Bang, bang.
that's his whole agenda. That's the only thing on his mind, just lust. How he can get his lust off, man. I pray you understand. That's what I'm saying. We understand that, right? Is there any more on that?
Mm-hmm. Okay. The lust of your father ye will do.
Right.
That's it on there.
You could, okay, most time you could leave it there. Let me get Judith chapter 5 verse. You just gonna start at 1. This is the whole reason why we're here, man. And this is why we do the work that we do. Our people are destroyed because the things, the places that are to be, you know what I'm saying, and what's the word? It's supposed to be for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The place we're supposed to be able to go to and get honesty and knowledge and truth and courage and guidance and wisdom from. They're full of snakes who are lustful or of their oppressor. Man. They follow after their oppressor. So they're going to teach you lies to serve their oppressor, to ultimately serve themselves and get a crumb so that you get nothing. That's the whole point of it.
That's right.
That's the whole point. And until we get up out of this Christian church and out of the mentality of our oppressor and doing everything that he taught us to do, then we're going to continue to be in the condition that we're in today. That's the whole importance of the law. That's why following these commandments is a necessity. Because if you know the laws, you train up your child in the way that they should go according to these scriptures, like the scriptures say, and your oppressor couldn't put a black man before you to convince you that Jesus is white. It couldn't happen. You have your culture. You have the knowledge in these scriptures. And you can't be fooled. It's like, you got that, it's in, oh yeah, you got it. It's like it. Verse 1, Salaki. So this is going to affirm you that not only is it, you know what I'm saying, important for us to understand the laws and follow them so that we aren't in the condition that we are in, so that we can have rulership. But here's the thing that your oppressor won't teach you, or your Christian pastor and your oppressor teach you while we're in that Christian church beating that tambourine. They're not going to teach you that your oppressor knows that when you're the law is high, that you are open for persecution and punishment according to scriptures. Like your oppressor knows the law. If they know the scriptures, they know the Most High to a degree enough that if they oppress you away from your culture, they can oppress you and destroy you and get away with it and for any immediate consequences. And this is in the Bible. Go ahead and read what you got, Bob Kashad.
This is the book of chapter 5, verse 1. Then it went to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Ashur,
right?
That the children of Israel had prepared and had up the patches of the hill country, and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the campaign countries.
So we, the children of Israel were at war with the nations. We were tearing into them like we had the ropes. Long story, like these other nations, like they could not. They were vexed. Like we had them against the ropes. Go ahead, read on. Yeah, Baba Kashab.
Verse 2. Wherewith he was angry.
Right. So this man Holofernes, he was very angry because he was, you know what I'm saying, we had him on edge. We was working him. We was working his army, man. Like we had all these snares and traps set up. They were not doing good. It wasn't looking too good for them. Go ahead, read on.
Called all the prince of Moab and the captains of Ammon, the governors of the sea coast.
So they getting counsel, man. They getting cracked. They got together with nations like they always did to find out how they can get the upper hand on the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel, man. Was good night. They was tearing into them. Go ahead, read on, Baba.
Verse 3. And he said unto them, ye son of Cain, who this people is that dwell in the hill country.
So who are these people, man? Go ahead, read on.
And what are cities that they inhabit? And what is their army?
Right.
And wherein is their power and strength? And what king is set over them?
Also, read that again. And where and what? And wherein is their what?
And and wherein is their power and strength?
So that's important. I want y'all to remember that. Wherein is their power and strength? This is what your oppressor is asking, man. So that they can get the upper hand on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're gonna get right back to that. Go ahead, read on.
And what king is set over our captain of their army?
So they over here, man, because they over here like, man, who are these people? Like they over here, good night. Like they are very, like they are working these oppressors, man. They are working these other nations that have nothing to do with us, man. So this oppressor, he like, man, who are these cats, man? Who are these cats? Who are they? And how are they able to? Who is their power, man? Where do they get their? Go ahead and read verse
Verse 5.
Verse 5. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Then said Archil. Yeah. Then said Archil, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord know. Hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth.
The what?
The truth.
Read on.
Concerning this people.
Right. So this oppressor or this heathen is going to he's going to let him know. He's going to let him know exactly what they need to know. Exactly what we need to know about ourselves that we don't understand. So your oppressors, all these other nations around you come together, take crafty counsel against you to destroy you, take advantage of you to keep you oppressed. They know where your power lies, man. They know your culture, and they know what happens when you turn your read on. We're gonna drop down just a little.
Which dwelleth near thee, and inhabited the hill countries, and there shall no lie out of the mouth of thy servant.
Verse 17, Bob. So we're gonna find out exactly what you're about, you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, and why you're following your laws, statutes, and commandments is so important. It's very important to your survival. It's not just to give you rulership. It's not just to get you out of your condition. It's important to your survival as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because as we read before, if you follow your Lord is trying to put you in rulership.
Right.
Lord is trying to put you in rulership. What happens if you're not in rulership? If you're not on the top, then that means somebody else is at the top. And if you're at the top, then that means somebody's on the bottom. So if you're not at the top, then that means you're on the bottom. We have to understand as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you're not ruling over these people, these other nations righteously as the Most High intended by following your laws, statutes, and commandments, then you are going to be on the bottom. Right. Go ahead, read what you got, bro.
Verse 17. And while they sit before their God.
So while we sit not before our God, while we kept our laws, statutes, and commandments, while we kept our culture, while we stopped getting high, while we stopped sleeping with all these other nations, while we stopped eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating their holidays, their Christmases, and their Halloween, and their Easter. Good night. While we stopped believing their lies. Go ahead, read on.
God, they prospered because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
So we prospered as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans when we sinned not, when we didn't do the things that angered him, when we just followed our and love and reserved our love for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We prospered. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans prospered. We were successful in the battlefield. We were successful in academics and education. We were successful in agriculture. We were successful in rule over all these nations. But the key is for us to sin not before the Most High, so that we can prosper. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 18. But when they depart from the way which he appointed.
But if we depart from our law, statutes, and commandments and our culture, and we start to, what's the word? We start to, deviate from our culture, and we start to be lenient with how important this culture is. We start to give way for, saying, like your Christian church says, as you are, and the Most High loves you, no matter who you are and what you're doing. He hates the sin, but loves the sinner. Man, if you give way to that, then we're going to read on. Go ahead, read on from where you at.
And appointing them, they were destroyed.
They were what?
They were
we were destroyed. Go ahead, read on.
In many battles, very sore.
So whoever this person is that's informing Holofernes, man, during this battle, he is informed about the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The first time this has happened, man.
Right.
This is not the first time in our culture where we have went to war and won battles because the Lord was with us because we were following our, and then the Lord wasn't with us because we tweaked a bit of what he told us and we didn't orders and we were destroyed. Like in the Old Testament, man, like we know that if I could just give you an example, we know that Moses, different works, he brought the plagues to Egypt. He led the children of Israel out of Egypt and into a land where we can rule and, serve my power. He did all those in the name of the Most High. Lord did those things through Moses, but he tweaked one order. He tweaked one order that the Most High gave him, and he had to die in the wilderness. That man who did all those miracles, Lord's name, the Lord did all those miracles through Moses, and because he tweaked one order, he had to die in the wilderness. Yep. So think about how much so the Lord is, how much the Lord is going to deal with us, because we've been getting high all our lives. No miracles. We ain't part of no Red Sea. We ain't led our people activity. We've been getting high all our lives, right, doing all these things to anger the Most High all our lives. And a man like Moses, who led an entire captivity through the power of the Most High, he died in the wilderness. Right. Like that's how you slack.
No, if I could, you saying so heavy. Like even with King David was the man of his own heart. You know what I mean? He built the temple. He didn't wait for his son because he had too many blood. Man. Right. You know what I'm saying? This thing, like the Most High God, I'm saying he's not to be played with. The scripture says in Galatians that he's not mocked. Mm-hmm. And once you hear the word of God, you have no room to make excuse no more. You know what I'm saying? If you know weed, if you know not to smoke cigarettes, if you know not to celebrate these holidays of America, man, and you still do it, you know what I'm saying? The Most High God ain't playing, man. He can take you. He can take all your kids, or your grandma, or your mama. You know what I'm saying? He does that, bro. Like he's not nobody to play with, man. And your Christian pastor would not tell you this. You know what I'm saying? He would not tell you these things, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the priest said. You know what I'm saying? Moses was like, he led people from Egypt. Moses, you know what I'm saying? He was God right hand. Like saying, like giving the commandments to the people. As far as getting the commandments to the people. But the Most High God said you will not enter to you're not into the promised land. Because he messed up that one time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta stand in the power we serve, man. We gotta stand in the power of our Father, man. And our people lost that. Our people lost the power of our Father, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a new father. And their father is the devil the Bible speaks of. Right. The so-called white man. Man. That's what father is. Your new father says it's okay to be a homosexual. Your new father said it's okay to live woman. That was your new father say. Your new father said it's okay. It's okay with another man and tell your husband it's an entanglement. So deal with it. It's an entanglement.
Ooh-wee. Good night.
You gotta be out your mind, man. Right. The Most High God of His Bible is don't think of don't doggone entanglement. What you did was adultery. Right. You go out and sleep with another man. That's what it is. When you just want to go out here and smoke weed on 420, it was coming up in April, man. Say, oh, I just gotta get high one more time. Most High God don't look at that, man. He said, oh yeah, and you know not to smoke weed? No sweat. Lord, he ain't gonna say Lord be with you because Lord, he him. Right. You know, lock you. I ain't trying to take slack. I ain't trying to go to it like that.
Give that priest a hand.
Don't go to the thing. I'm going to Jada, man. You know,
facts. Like if you watch that red where she was that shit is so
wicked.
Like if you just hear how she was talking on camera about the, like she was just like I don't think of it as a transgression. I don't consider it as a transgression because I just wanted to feel good. What she say? This is the part that got me, man. She was like, I just wanted to have a long, deep journey. I was just like, good night. This is, and then we're sitting there. He's just like, mm-hmm.
I did my whole life,
I was like,
good night.
Wow. Like, damn, of all the words you could have used, like she was having reminiscent on that entanglement, man.
Wow.
That's what. And Chris was saying, like, the Lord's people are the only people who get punished for transgressing against the Most High, man. Mm-hmm. Be an instant death, man. You could just drop dead where you are. You could just lose. You could experience tragedy and have your children and your mother from you, or you could just spend your entire life. You could just life in the ghetto, not having the truth. You could just spend your life, you know what I'm saying, poor. You could be raised on the border. That's also part of it. Go ahead, slack it.
If I could, priest. What you're saying is very heavy. It's not the worst thing on planet Earth. Did you know that?
Right.
You're balding? Good. You're a whore. You're the dirtiest whore I've heard of in the last 10 years.
Right.
Alopecia is not deadly. All you hoes defending another hoe out there, I want you to know that there are children that need that kind of defense. Right. That Twitter defense you're on.
Right.
He was defending it. How about you defend those children?
Right.
You defending this child molester. This child molester, man, who molested a member of Crisscross when he was 14 years, and he later killed himself at the age of 22. He overdosed on too much drugs from trying to cope from the pain of being a grown woman's plaything.
Right.
You know, girl, you know, you gotta, Will did the right thing. He defended his woman. How dare he make fun of a woman with alopecia? She'll be okay.
Right.
Niggas and women go bald every day. They go bald every day. You are over exaggerating because you relate to Jada Pinkett.
Right.
You identify with Smith on a level. You see her as yourself. You see her, you relate to her, you should. I mean, you're black, she's black.
Right.
But what about the mountain of things that separate you from Jada Pinkett Smith?
Right, right.
Yeah, you know, the boys you had, you know what? All of these things. That's what the point is. You identify with sinners like being.
That's right.
You identify with sinners. Stop. Stop doing that. That's I can't make it more sense. If you want to be Jada Pinkett Smith, just say that then. Just say that.
Right.
I'm sure there's one more Will Smith out probably. One more simple brother who likes your body and your dumb mind.
Right.
He's fascinated with dumb,
that's right,
conscious beliefs you have. Grand Rising King.
Right. Good, man.
Go do that. Just be honest with yourself. Don't disguise it behind all of these. Well, she had alopecia. Did you know it's Chris Rock's job to make jokes?
Right.
That's his job. That's like getting mad at the janitor because he wiped the toilet seat that you pissed on.
Right. Right. Good.
That you pissed on. Hey, whoa! I was gonna wipe that. What's your problem? Hey, Will, get him. Will, get him. He's tripping. You're ridiculous.
Right. Right.
You're ridiculous. Will Smith enables a sinner, and let me about that, man. Because Will Smith does not take hold of the wisdom of the Lord, that his laws and statutes and commandments, and he instead holds on to the wisdom of Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me tell you what the wisdom of Jada Smith will pass down onto his children. Right. And if you want your children to Willow Smith and Jaden Smith, well, look, you're doing what you're doing, sister or brother. You know, Lord be with you. It's a lot.
I'm right. You know, that is fast. So you want to piggyback?
Yeah, I want to piggyback quick. You know, it's a scripture that says, "Do not give your strength onto a woman." It's Proverbs 31 and I think 3. You know what I'm saying? Do not give your strength to a woman because you be looking out here, man.
That's right.
I'm right.
Will Smith thought he was protecting his woman. No, you was protecting a.
Right.
That's what you were taking a woman that was losing her hair for. Right. You know, rightfully, because you know it's going the crown of her head because she was out here paying entanglements, being a child molester, man. See, brothers, we gotta understand things, man. Yeah, you should always protect your woman. But if your woman is laying with another man, she's not your woman no more, man.
Right.
That's what the Bible says. The Bible says it's adultery. So why do you want to take something the Bible says nothing? You know what I'm saying? Why you want to go against what the Most High God said? You know what I'm saying? Why you want to do that? So this is the reason why the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge is so important because all our brothers out here are looking like Will Smith, man. But the brothers that are not looking like Will Smith are in the ISUPK. We're not going to protect the whore.
I'm right.
And we're not going to go ahead and sit here like, well, she just need to try a new thing and, get it on her system. To God forbid. I pray you understand what that means. God forbid. We're not doing that, man. Right. We are teaching our sisters to be righteous, man. To be a precious woman, man. To be a righteous woman, man. You understand? This is what God told us to do as priests and prophets.
Yeah, right.
He told us to do these things and let our people know what is right from wrong, man. You understand? Jada Smith, she did not teach all women how to. You see her red talk like a priest if I keep going.
Oh, no, you
know what I'm saying?
It.
And she sit down her red table talk and talk about all different type of things. It's nonsense. You come talk to a priest, Jada Smith. Will Smith, come on, priest. Maybe your marriage be right. Maybe you'll leave her alone. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing we do know, ISUPK, that we're going to keep on pushing this word. We're going to tell, when ISUPK on Command Junior Hunter, we're the sisters being like Jada Smith. It's like, that's what we're going to do. We're going to teach our brothers to grow, not to be a Will Smith. That's what we're going to do. Man.
What that mighty priest just said was absolutely like. And what's so heavy about it is like after that red table talk, like during that red, like you could just see the build up of the pain and the anger in the like he was just, and then he kind of made it a joke, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back later." So you know what I'm saying? First of all, he should have left that whore. He should have just left. He just left right there, and then all his problems would have been gone as far as having to be at the Oscars in front of God and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Being humiliated by the woman again and again and again. But he's like, by what? Humiliating yourself by going to defend her and send your brother because he made a joke as a comedian. A comedian made a joke. You're cheating. You got your cheating wife back by going to embarrass yourself further in front of her, doing her will. Good night. Like it just doesn't make sense, man. We got to understand. Like we're not gonna get out of this hell. Right. You know what I'm saying, serving that type of behavior. It's divided. You know what I'm saying? The opinions, like some people are saying like, yeah, go with. You defended your wife, and how dare you, Chris Rock? Some people who got any sense in their hair that Chris Rock should have knocked all of Will Smith's teeth out of his damn mouth. Damn right. And it's divided. It's divided because we don't have this truth, man. We are law, statutes, and commandments, man. We don't. What'd you say?
Oh, I said Chris was security on it.
Ooh, that's another story. And that's a whole nother story, man. I wish. You know what I do know? Like you know what I do know though? He wouldn't have did that to Dave Chappelle. And Lord willing, you already know Dave. You know how Dave Chappelle. Like he gonna once he come out with his special, he wouldn't have did it to none of those brothers, man. None of those brothers. Let The Rock be up there holding that the making them jokes and up there hearts, you know what I'm saying, being a host of the Oscars, man. He would have been up just, you know what I'm saying, having a good old time.
So he would have been like, oh, I'm gonna talk to you later to the side and be like, I didn't like that. Like,
He would have gave him a stern talking to.
Right.
He would have been like, listen, brother.
Right.
Sir. It would have been, I understand. It would have been off the record. It would have been off the record and all of that. But he, you know, little bitty Chris Rock, you know, he ain't never hurt nobody. He just out here to make jokes and make people laugh. He gonna walk up to him a whole foot and a half taller than that man. He gonna walk up to him and, you know what I'm saying, try to regain by slapping that man. And it was if I could, you dying. I know you want to say something.
Say a little something after you get through
before he, man, that little slap he gave him, and he was like,
it got weird.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. It was just so. It was not masculine at all what he did. It was spiky. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't at all. Went up there and sort of slapped the piss crap out of that brother, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this though, man. That's why it's so important, man, for us to understand. It's for black men to understand, like what sister said. If he was somebody else, he would take it to the side.
Right.
See, this is why. Right, Matthew 18 in the ISUPK, that's been done. Like if you get offended, he should have took Chris side.
Right.
He should no sweat. We got through all that. Hey, I'm talking real quick, man. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because he offended the brother. He got up and slapped the crap out of him. You know what I'm saying? So-called slapped the crap out of him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, bro, like, don't take your anger out on another brother because your situation. Don't do that, man. Because one, it's not a brotherhood. Two, they make you seem weak as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially over a broad that been having with August Alsina. He didn't go slap August Alsina.
Right. Ooh,
he didn't.
If I could, just
he was living in the house with him.
Good night. Good night. I'm passing right. But like Alsina made a. Not only did he sleep with your wife, but he dropped the track.
Oh,
he made a song, Entanglement.
Oh.
After your wife disrespected you on camera at that Red Table Talk, he made a track and had money off of your pain. You ain't give him a stern talking to, but a comedian, a joke, and you know what I'm saying. That's where you draw the line. He didn't sleep with your wife, but he made a comedian made a joke, and that's where you draw the line.
Right.
It's like you want the.
And it wasn't even like I was going back to what you said when he failed. He even cut back. Like this man did a hole through his face and he went nowhere. Like I was really confused.
What he did was not masculine at all. It didn't make him look like more, and it didn't make him. It made him in cowardice and just soft and
soft as cotton,
cotton
tissue,
the pure wool. That boy was soft. It's like
you got some questions?
I was gonna say that Corey Hall.
Oh,
he made a statement about that. Yeah. August was August something got all the pizza that.
Oh yeah. I saw that today. Yeah, I saw that before class.
Wow.
I shared that.
Black people know how to. Go ahead. You want anything else you want to bring up?
Yeah. I'm just going this will come back to this. Why law class is so important for us to understand. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we won't keep putting that predicament. You know, stay away from them. Stay away from them, man.
Right.
So you won't get slapped so that brother won't be so uptight and offended and have to slap another black brother for talking about his woman being a whore. You know what I'm saying? It all trickled down important because brotherhood is so important and his laws is so important, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? When she sleep with a man, that's her man.
Right.
She should not go outside that marriage. You know what I'm saying? And she does commit adultery. You know what I mean? A brother should understand how to be a man, how to teach his wife how to act.
Right.
That's what we got something to say, sis?
Actually, do. I think they tried to cover that up when originally it came out about her in August, and suddenly open relationship, air quotes, and that's supposed to make it okay. Like they kind of used that, I think, to try to keep him from feeling as, you know what I'm saying, while they tried to make this and define what open relationships are, and I don't even think that's what it was.
Damage control.
Right, exactly. Trying to keep him from pretty completely
right.
But there's no coming back from that. I'm like, here, let me slap a band-aid on top of that huge slice in your chest.
Right, not facts. And it's what the sister brought out was heavy because even though whether they was in an open relationship or not, because I'm sure they was doing some old weirdo, grimy things in their relationship. But that's how you know that is absolutely unnatural, man. It is natural for Will Smith to be angry at his wife because she had a so-called entanglement with another man. Because no matter what you call it, there's no such thing as a relationship to the Most High. There's no such thing, man. And if he had known these laws, statutes, and commandments that were written for our learning thousands of years ago, then he wouldn't have went for it, man. There wouldn't have been no open relationship, man. And he wouldn't have had to just swallow that anger for his wife that cheated on him and made him look like a fool and then have to take that anger out on another brother. He wouldn't have to do that if he had just known our culture. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for tonight. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that he do believe in a relationship. They call it that.
Right, that's the only thing, because the wages of sin.
Open relationships.
Right.
Hey,
rest of this verse 18 real quick. And I'm gonna try to squeeze one more if I can.
Verse 18. But when ways which he appointed them,
we're out there having open relationships and doing all sorts of wicked things, and God knows what we're doing.
They were destroyed in many battles. Very sore.
Right. So the children of Israel, man, in many battles, man. This is talking about in the battlefield, but this also lies when we turn away from our law, statutes, and commandments. We are destroyed physically, mentally. We are absolutely destroyed by all these other nations around us, man. Go ahead, read on.
And were led captives and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
I pray you understand that. I mean, that sounds familiar. You were led captives into a land that wasn't ours, right? Like I pray that's not unfamiliar to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I mean, damn, like we are in a land that, you know what I'm saying, some of our blacks were led over here on shit by the hands of our oppressor. This land was stolen from our people who was already here. We're in cages right now as we speak, and in ghettos, and filling jails at an alarming at exponential. I mean, I pray this isn't foreign to our brothers and sisters that we were into a land that ours. Go ahead, read on.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
Good night.
And their cities was taken by the enemies.
So of Rosewood, Rosewood and Wall Street, and all these places where Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans built up, you know what I'm saying, our commerce and our economy and our neighborhood, and tried to, you know what I'm saying, love one another. Not the law, statutes, and commandments. Our cities were taken by the enemies, man. But on the other hand, we're gonna read what happens when we are follow orders that the Most High gave us. Go ahead, read verse 19, Bob.
Verse 19. All they return to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed it, Jerusalem, where sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20. Verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in his people.
So these people, the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we were following our law, statutes, and commandments. We were following the Most High. We were being an obedient people.
That's right.
So this servant is warning the Holofernes. He was Holofernes. Yeah, he was warning him, like, look, man, if they sin against the Most High power, man, you could go, like, you are open to take them, because the Lord is not with them. You're oppressed. These other nations around you, they knew this. Said, but these people, they follow their law, statutes, and commandments, man. They are righteous in the sight of the Most High, man. The Lord is with them, man.
That's right.
They are. Good night. Go ahead, read on.
And they sinned against their God. Let us, that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
They shall do what?
Overcome them.
So they will come us. Are we not overcoming this country?
Right.
In this nation, in this world? Right. Are we not overcome? Because they're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's
read,
right.
Verse 21.
Verse 21. It's like, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my God now pass. It's like, let my Lord now pass by.
So he's talking to Holofernes, and he's being very humble. He's begging the heathen not to infiltrate the Most High's people, man, and try to take their land while they're serving. Like, look, man, if they out there sinning and they out there doing, you know what I'm saying, they not following the laws of the Most High, then, you know what I'm saying, you can go up you want to do. But if they're following the law, statutes, and commandments, please, Baba Kashai, I'm begging you, leave these people alone.
Right.
Leave these people alone. Why they read on Baba Kasha?
Come. Let their Lord defend them. Let their Lord defend them.
So leave these heathen. Leave them alone, lest their Lord defend them. Lest the air of that's that word lest mean L-E-S-T. Lest their Lord defend them. So if you don't leave these people alone and their Lord with them and they follow the statutes and commandments and they're following their culture, the Lord is going to do that.
Right.
I pray you understand that. Go ahead, read on.
And their God be for them. A reproach before all of the world.
Ooh-wee. So that's what's going to happen that's the difference between serving the Most High and not serving the Most High. Right. If you serve the Most High and you do the commandments that He set before you, He's going to be with you, man. No matter what nation comes for you and tries to overtake you and destroy you, the Lord is going to be with you, man.
That's
right. They are not going to be able to touch you. But if you sleep around on your husband, you're, you know what I'm saying, getting high and eating pork and lobster and, you know what I'm saying, you're sleeping with women, throwing them away, being a whoremonger and selling drugs to your brothers and sisters and doing all sorts of manner of wickedness. I mean, I don't have the condition that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in today. I mean, I hope I don't have to. It's pretty obvious. Baba Kasha, let me get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. Like, we are in a destitute situation, and it's not because, you know what I'm saying, Black people are dumb. It's not people don't know, you know what I'm saying, how to live, that we're a disgusting and a vile. That's not the reason why we're in the condition that we're in. And I'm your oppressor, and your Christian church to teach you that that's the reason why you are destroyed in this country, in this nation, but that's true. That's not truth. We are the Lord's chosen people, and He gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, and blueprint on how to be rulers in this world.
Right.
But the reason why we are in the condition today is because He gave us the blueprint, and we're not listening. Like if you told your child not to play in the street, not to be out here, you know what I'm saying, acting crazy, being street like, come on, and they don't listen to you. And then something happens to them. They playing in the street and then they get granted, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna address that situation appropriately. You're gonna like they're gonna receive, like, but you're not gonna blame. Imagine if your child was in that situation when they was playing in the street, even though you told them not to, and then they got a car, and then as you're scooping them up in the street, they look at you, and then now they're mad at you because they got hit by when you told them not to play in the street. That's the condition of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Most High gave us the blueprint of how to not persecuted and punished, not to be destroyed by these other nations, and we didn't listen. So suffering the punishment of our actions, now we're upset with the Most High, and now we're throwing the Bible out. Man, we got to take some accountability. We got to be realistic. We got to be realistic and look at. We have to look in the mirror. So like, I'm gonna just leave that right there. I ain't gonna keep y'all.
Good.
Oh, Baba Kasha.
You about to bring a scripture?
Shout on that.
No.
Okay, no, sir. Go ahead and do your thing.
Nah, when you say, man, you know what I'm saying, because your class heavy, because like the law, statutes, commandment is very important because people don't do that no more. Like, I don't say no more. Our people never taught that. Our people never taught the law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? And we see from example to this day, these people that sit upon high, right? Mm-hmm. These people sit upon high have issues as well. Black entertainers, you know what I'm saying? Hispanic entertainers, you know, like, because they don't have a moral compass. The compass they have is of the white man, the so-called oppressor, man. That's the only thing they was taught. You know what I'm saying? And this class was so important because even from the high, they still have to follow law, statutes, commandments. Will Smith, Jada, and all them actors. What's that another actor? What's his name? Eric, God, I forgot his name. There you go. She on my mind. Let's see. Denzel Washington, all them brothers and sisters after that was high rate actors, athletes. They're still Israelites, and they come and understand that their God tell them to follow His commandments. And when you don't have issues, when you do have money, you go crazy. You smoke cocaine. You do all these other drugs. Right. Your wife is talking about entanglements and stuff like that. You're going through hell, man. Because money doesn't make you happy. Right. It doesn't make you happy. What makes you happy, according to the Bible, is follow law, statutes, commandments, which is preached to you this whole night. Law, statutes, commandments was given to the Israelites for a God doggone reason. So we won't die out here, each other, man. So we won't make each other unhappy when we're in the marriage, man. You know what I'm saying? Shalaki. That's right. What I'm saying.
That's the whole point. Get that person hand. That's the whole point. I mean, you couldn't have summarized better. Like that's the whole point of it, man. I mean, I pray you understand that. Any before we close out, any questions in the class? Or if there's no further questions, we're gonna pass the class to Police Officer 50 Bonzayan for the security announcements.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK on 1 West, 100th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command Junior Hammer. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportations, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find it in books. You can find books. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi through 10. Means tent in the Hebrew, Ma'asarah, 10 of every penny of any give you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will or not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. We have Salakia. We have the Passover with East Florida. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. It would be the date would be the 14th day of the first month, which is Friday, 2022. You can find in the books of Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 through 51, Leviticus chapter 23, verses 4 through 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 7 through 8, 2 Chronicles chapter 3, verses 17. Reminder for Akim, and I have to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone trooper in the school to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, and headbands, the ISUPK security announcements.
That which means to stand. Done, which means to turn and face the east. He said we're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, and in the English, just repeat after me. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakuka. Daba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Lanua. Lakum. Call. Yawum. Wasalak now. Kabawat now. Kabawati now. Wala'ah. Banasai one. Abo. Hawashai now. Mayun. Ra. Kaya. Lakuk. Amalakwa.
Slaka Hamalakwa.
Wahala. Wahata Pa'ara.
Wahata Pa'ara.
I will love you.
Amon.
In the English.
Our Father,
which art in heaven.
which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yeah.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us today.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And give us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
And we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
Deliver from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory. Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means to turn, face the brothers. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel. Majah Shabbat. Majah. Barak. Yajimatah. Sar, face the sisters. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel. Majah Shabbat. Majah. Barak.
Yajimatah.
Yahweh Shema, Hatav Hashem, Yahweh Shai.
Yajimatah. Dismiss.